The white man knew he fucked up the minute he allowed the Negro to get his hands on the twisted tea. Take a look at the white man's face. His eyes are not fixated on his opponent. In fact, they're locked on to the twisted tea because he knows this will be the weapon of his demise. Realizing the impending catastrophe, he'd showcase his education from Vegeta University with a PhD in bluffing. So he'd attempt to try to tell his opponent to strike him immediately. Tout de suite, as the French would say, in an effort to appear much more confident than he actually is. Take a look in that man's eyes. Notice the elation now that the twisted tea is no longer equipped. However, at this particular moment is when things went awry. Upon missing the kick, his equilibrium was now out of whack and his defenses needed a moment to recharge. But it was too late. It's super effective. Critical hit. Even the white man knew the greatest counter to racism and white supremacy is twisted tea. In the 1936 Berlin Olympics, the black community knew that Jesse Owens would come home with all of the gold because some called him Black Magic, others called him Buckeye Bullet. But in the black community, we referenced him as Twisted Tea. And when your tea is twisted, you simply cannot be beat. It was at this particular moment the white man knew he was defeated. However, his pride would not allow him to flee. Like a legendary dog in Pokemon Crystal, off of sheer privilege alone, he was able to land a left hand. But the black man remembered who he was through his research of Ancestry.com and realized he was the descendant of kings. Just look at the stance, look at the grab, look at the lift. Activated this man's frequent flyer miles without his permission. He'd introduced the white man to the candy section, asked him if this is what it feels like to chew 5 gum, then proceeded to take him over to the beverage aisle and demanded he state how many sugars he would like in his iced coffee. It appears his answer was the same number of title reigns Booker T had of the World Championship in WCW.
5-time WCW champion.
With the sugar now applied to his beverage, he would whisper in his ear,
Now can you dig that, sucker?
Much to the white man's chagrin, it appears there was no actual beverage. In fact, his thirst would not be quenched. He would remain parched as he's introduced to asphyxiation. The black man locks in a sleeper hold, only rivaled by the late legend Rowdy Roddy Piper. And just look at the use of the pelvic thrust as the white man's gluteal cleft makes contact with his left Achilles. At this point in time, he is in desperate need of a Sinzu bean, as his energy is lower than the dating standards of the men who DM Larsa Pippen. It was at this very moment that the white man remembered the Bible verse he read before heading to the bodega. Proverbs 3 verses 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all of your ways acknowledge him and he will make straight your paths. And tonight, the Lord punched in the GPS straight on a path to an ass whipping at the hand of a black man. And it appears the message has resonated with the white man as his hands are pointed upwards, palms towards the heavens, as he's received the offerings from the Most High. The anointed black man tosses the racism-infested white to his knees as he'd read Matthew 25 verse 23 to him while turning his back. Well done, good and faithful servant. Come and share your master's happiness. Praise to the Most High, for this white man has been baptized in the name of the Lord. Hallelujah. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. When the brother got parallel with the white man, I thought he was gonna hit him with the sweet chin music. But once he dropped that twisted tea, I already knew what time it was. And one thing that's truly underrated about this entire kerfuffle, the black man never took off his mask. This man knew fame, fortune, and notoriety would increase upon beating the brakes off this white man and decided to whisper in his ear,
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
Then proceeded to let him see the face of the man who will be sending him directly to the shadow realm. He even let the white man put on his hood, had him feel at home as if he was attending one of those meetings every Wednesday evening with him and his other racist friends. But before introducing him to Baron Corbin and ending his days, the black man chose mercy. Somewhere I read, 3 great philosophers, naughty by nature, once said, You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. Call the EMT. We've got a victim dead after a Negro opened up a can of whoop ass with 24 fluid ounces of twisted tea.